Like this was the right time for Mane.
He's such a magical player.
He was a great player.
Just unfortunate that the signing didn't work out. In my opinion, I actually expected. I hoped actually that he was going to go to Bayern and just make
in the big
because at Liverpool he already started to see changes. Like because on the wing he had lost his effectiveness on the wing, so that's why he needed. That's why towards the
he was doing three people's jobs. He was doing Firmino's job. He was doing Firmino's job. He was sometimes doing Salah's job.
There's a reason we signed Luis Diaz when we signed him. Mane had not left here too. There's a reason we signed Luis Diaz and started playing him on that left wing. So what we did was we moved Mane centrally to accommodate because obviously he's still a very elite player, but on the wing wide 1v1 like he was not looking at the deficit. And look at when we brought in Luis Diaz. He looked like our best player for.
I'm sorry, you can't use Luis Diaz because even Luis Diaz's first number 7 compared to Mane at his age, it's not even on the same par. I'm sorry, Luis Diaz is no Mane.
Okay, what is up, beautiful people? We have Swa Chappelle in the building with us today. This is the second. You deserve a plaque as the second female guest.
You do
on the show.
You do.
Right?
Shangala is becoming more inclusive, so y'all gotta come up.
Right.
I like the way you guys go with it. Like, yeah, you do. Yeah, we have done so well. It's so like,
let's give ourselves the power of the back.
You deserve the accolades. I'm here. It's great to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Of course. And but for the sake of Sangalo today, she's supporting Chelsea, and we are going to battle. That one is normal. That one is non-negotiable.
You guys know how it goes now.
It's a thing.
Let's go, Chelsea. Let's go.
Okay, so let's go right into it. Yeah. The top 4 teams going into the Champions League from the English Premier League have been decided yesterday, right? The final team, the final spot was decided yesterday, and one particular guy from a massive sore loser mentality came out with a post and said, a bunch of things, right? And that leads us into the question of the day.
Tell them what he said now.
No, I mean,
because you said it was sore loser personality, so they might be misconstrued. They might be misconstrued to think he was being a sore loser when in actuality he wasn't. So tell us what he said, or have it on the screen.
Oh no, most definitely. You can see it on the screen right now. But that's actually what I wanted to bring on here today. What do you think about that post? What do you think about that message?
Yeah. So
what do you think about the position?
I think Salah has been consistent over his career in Liverpool. He doesn't duck the smoke. Before we're playing Real Madrid, he says every time, yes, I want to play Real Madrid, I want to get my revenge against Real Madrid. He never avoids accountability. He knows he's the talisman. He knows he had a great season by all standards. Like, you look at his goals and assists, he's one of the best in Europe, even in a bad season. So for him to come out like that and take the responsibility for it, because he knows, he's the main guy. I like it, and it makes me think that there's a fire in his eye. He knows the standards of Liverpool Football Club, and he believes that we should maintain them. Other people at the club might be saying, it was an off-season, but people are tired. But him, he's not even listening to that. He wants to be back, and he'll be back. Like he always is. 6-season wonder. Let's go again. Or is it 7 now?
7 is good on 7.
7-season wonder. Let's go again.
I think I concur with you because, see, most times you always want a leader that will lead up front. When they had the banana peel situation, Gerrard no come outside, can't talk anything. Gerrard, he can't remember say him be Davido fan. But I will say this. Salah has done so well, not just on the ball, but off the ball. The new boys, when they carry come, the Nunes, them Gapo, this guy was dropping deep, he was doing the assist work, he was running to the flanks.
And remember, for large parts of the season, many of them were not available.
They were injured.
Salah was always there.
I mean, they had Henderson. Henderson is usually their captain. But you see Salah will not be captain. No, see, you need people when they say they go take charge, and that's what used to be cool about football. Those guys, when they say, them waited they call them Riyad back in the day, them waited they call them gigs back in the day and all that. Them they talk, they look you man to man. This is what you want. I think he has a leader here. I don't think that what's his face, their guy, their coach, when be like Chucky.
Klopp.
Thank you. Yes, that guy. That guy be like, say if they play football, that guy for FIBI. But that guy, I think he has a leader. He always wanted a leader on the pitch that was going to carry his mentality and what he wants for transition. They picked their momentum pretty late in the season because their last 7 games, they begin to turn on the style. The new pattern when they give him Trent, they shifted him. And then, it wasn't just the Trent. Fabinho came to the core. He started holding that midfield very strong. And then Salah had the opportunity to venture up forward. So, for me, it's a good one. There will be a team to knock everybody out back on next season because unlike every other person, all their pieces on the click. They know who go come out.
Okay. So that's actually.
I'm trying to tell him, but tell us on here.
That's how we rush that we can have. Right? The thing with Liverpool is they have made a mistake over the past couple of years, especially with failing to refresh that midfield.
Yep.
And failing to really understand the extent to which Mane's exit would hurt them or would affect them. I strongly believe that it's going to continue this season. Because now, next season, right? Because now they've missed out on arguably the biggest target, the one they actually chased after, the one they dropped the ball on, the one they decided, okay, let's not chase this player because we're putting all our eggs in this Bellingham basket. Now, Bellingham is going to Real Madrid, and that's done and dusted. So that midfield, that was always a problem. I mean, I don't think Liverpool have any problems in attack, except maybe Salah, who's already aging.
But he's doing well already.
Season. I mean,
they already have options.
I'm just saying,
like 35.
I'm just saying. I mean, Salah, who's already, aging. Maybe.
Not aging.
He's aging though, but he has more figures than like the Rashford of the top. Please, let's make it.
No, the truth is the truth, right? In defense, especially in centre back, Van Dijk as well is aging.
Yep, that's true.
Joe Gomez has not really.
That's not our player. We have Konate, new fresh blood.
So those are the things, but that midfield especially, I don't hope they get it right.
I think this.
I don't hope Liverpool gets it right, but it's likely that Liverpool, just fumbles the bag again.
So I think this is the window where we will do a lot more in the midfield, because what's been happening is that we've been keeping players who should have left, but now, as you've seen, 3 midfielders have already left. So there's no way we're signing midfielders.
See, Liverpool's work is very easy compared to the other squad that have to start, polishing and starting to get them into a championship mentality. They still have players that are champions. Personally, I feel like Anderson's time should be getting pushed out to the pasture. Really, really much, because that, like you rightly said, was one of their biggest foibles. But I will say, Liverpool, top 2, if they don't win season next season. Yes, and me, I'm saying it, I'm a Chelsea fan, I'll say this. If Liverpool doesn't win under Klopp next season, they will make a very strong shout for the Champions League, or whether it's Europa they fall into, wherever they go.
They're falling into Europa.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, moving into that space, they will be big contenders, because they have done the work now. Legacy is continuing.
Okay, so talking about the Champions League and the Europa Leagues, tomorrow, the Bundesliga champion will be crowned. It will be decided. It's interesting for everybody, especially all the neutrals, people that don't really, really follow Bundesliga. It has been interesting that this is in Bayern Munich did not go, they didn't just sweep it and and go all out with it. So tomorrow at 2:30, we're going to know who the champion of Germany will be. Borussia Dortmund are playing Mainz, and Bayern Munich are playing Cologne, FC Cologne. And it's interesting that both of them, so Borussia Dortmund on first are playing Mainz in 9th, and Bayern Munich in second are playing Cologne in 10th.
So 2 mid-table sides, 8 positions behind them.
Exactly. But what are you expecting?
What am I expecting? I'm probably expecting Bayern to come out on top. They always have it over Dortmund. But what am I hoping happens? I obviously want Dortmund to do, because you want to see that. Seeing one team dominate is not what you want to see. And then just touching on Bayern, speaking of Bayern, since everybody wants to say that Mane left Liverpool, blah, 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 blah.
Nobody said anything.
No one said anything about Mane going the other way to replace Lewandowski, and now they want him out of the club. So that's the Mane that would have saved us. I don't know.
They took to fast shots early.
I can't say.
You can't say that, because at the end of the day,
I know I can't. I'm just
Mane knows what the Mane Liverpool connection was always. Was always
or you can make the point that we sold him at the perfect time.
But he went to a new team, a new league,
worst league, a better team.
So here's the thing. Worst league, arguably no, because you have players like Kolomoani. I mean, that's a guy that's the highest goal scorers. Kada is there with the guys that are doing assists. Then they spread out. In fact, for EPL, the guys obviously they be the top performers, the top leagues, top goal scorers. They one place, assist on the other side, and that's what you have in the Bundesliga. So I know we like putting the blanket conversation that Bundesliga, farmer. But that boy come out from Farmer League, they flog everybody now for England. He didn't brutal and a name. But I will say this: I hope that Dortmund actually get this one, because you say, they're butlers, and for once I go make it be say. If you get star boys like Bellingham, they deserve trophies out of this. We already know that you're going to put them out again the way you do with the Marco Rose, the Lewandowski, who they never shared. In fact, there's something I cannot say. This is it. I cannot say it. But that's how they used to do. They abandon people when they don't carry them to come up well. And I think it's something that they need to stop, Dortmund, because they have the quality to go toe-to-toe. They don't have as big a problem as Bayern does. Bayern's biggest problem this season, as far as I'm concerned, now their old boys association. Those guys that used to shook mouth inside. You already know say Sane na were. We knew him from inside Manchester City that everybody in the squad wanted to beat him like their younger brother. And then Mane went on the quarrel. He not the quarrel for Southampton. He not the quarrel for Liverpool.
He had a few squabbles.
I have had the privilege of at least engaging Mane, at least for my small career. And I go tell you, say, Mane, he no get attitude. He's one of the sweetest persons that just wants to do his thing and go. And then he go Bayern.
He go pokes.
And then they told him to Hulk. Do you know how you have to do to push that guy to Hulk status? I think he needs to leave. But I want them to leave while they lose. Because the minute they start having those back end problems, Mane stopped playing in the team. Even when they put him, they played him out of position. They didn't pass the ball to him. It broke my heart every time that you have such a talented player. This guy won AFCON.
And then he had
such a great leader. And then you come, even if he has injury. Didn't he have injury in Liverpool? Didn't he have injury in Southampton?
Not really.
No, he gets more there, but they manage him. They manage him.
He was at peak fitness there, man. That's why I feel like it was turning over. Like this was the right time for Mane.
He's such a magical player.
He was a great player.
Just unfortunate that the signing didn't work out. In my opinion,
sure.
I actually expected. I hoped actually that he was going to go to Bayern and just make
in the big
because at Liverpool he already started to see changes. Like because on the wing he had lost his effectiveness on the wing, so that's why he needed. Yeah, that's why towards the.
He was doing three people's jobs. He was doing Firmino's job. He was sometimes doing Salah's job.
There's a reason we signed Luis Diaz when we signed him. Mane had not left here too. There's a reason we signed Luis Diaz and started playing him on that left wing. So what we did was we moved Mane centrally to accommodate because obviously he's still a very elite player, but on the wing wide 1v1 like he was not looking at the deficit. And look at when we bought in Luis Diaz. He looked like our best player for.
I'm sorry, you cannot. You can't use Luis Diaz because even Luis Diaz's first number self when compared to Mane at his age, it's not even on the same par. I'm sorry, Luis Diaz is no Mane. But
yes,
let me ask you a question. Honestly speaking, if they say if Liverpool had Salah or if Liverpool had Mane, do you think if you had Mane, Ona go lose out on championship position
instead of Salah?
Instead of Salah.
I think if we had Manchester Salah and we had this current midfield
if
and all the attackers in this exact same season, we'll still lose out champs. Maybe even worse.
I think
the fact of the matter is Salah has scored 20 goals and 11 assists.
Mane had your most assists and he was still champion.
That's not true.
He was getting assists.
He wasn't.
He was getting assists among the four players.
I'll tell you for a fact he was not.
Actually,
Robertson, Trent and Salah always got more assists
because of the positioning they were playing, they were doing crosses and incursions. Who
was
doing the drive through the middle?
Salah has always gotten more assists than Mane. That's the fact.
This is
Firmino,
Salah has led the league in assists. Mane hasn't done that. Salah has won the assist boots. These are stone cold facts.
Regardless of
I'm sorry. When you said that, it's a disservice of paperwork statistics. Now, when you want to put assists, they will tell you say progressive passes that led to. There was nothing that Salah did in that time. That if you check half of Salah's contribution, goal contribution statistics, you go see say Mane dey stratosphere. Salah now Salah we knew that Salah could do goal contribution. He could start the engine.
Salah has led the league in assists when Mane was in the team now.
That is right place at the right time.
What do you mean? That's not poaching now.
It's okay.
Look at the run numbers.
Now your club. What you concern me? I dey for Chelsea. We don't confirm or anything.
We'll face your matter.
Okay. No, only goes.
We'll face your matter.
We're on the Bundesliga, right? But we sort of segued back into the Premier League, And now that brings me to my next couple of questions. Very quickly, in the Premier League, who do you think has been the signing of the season, right? And that's also something we'd like to put out to the fans out there. Let us know anywhere you're watching in the comment sections below. Who has been the signing of the season in the Premier League this season? Let me hear your thoughts.
So my answer is quite it's edgy, it's quite unexpected. But off the top of my head, I'm leaning towards Gabriel Jesus. And I'll tell you why. So yes, over the course of the season, it tailed off, he got injured, but I remember those first 10 games of the season. This guy looked like one of the best players in the world. And I feel like those games are the reason Arsenal are where they are now. I feel like that momentum is what got them where they were. So it tailed off at the end and the goals went down.
There's a kiss.
But I think he looked like one of the best players in the world for that period. So my mind is saying Gabriel Jesus right now. I think maybe I want to be out there because I don't want to say Haaland. But I'm leaning towards Gabriel Jesus right now.
But
Alan is a robot. Nobody's going to talk about Alan because, guy, we don't have to talk about Alan. But for me, I had a few players that, shone for me. The guy that was formerly in Brighton that moved to Newcastle, Dan Burn, is one of those guys.
Yes.
Fantastic box-to-box stuff. And even towards the end of the season, started doing assists.
Signing say in be normal centre-back. Imagine, I'm speaking.
Oh, but Baba, the guy is moving to fullback.
He's actually a centre-back, but they had to use him as a
like
left
a
fullback.
67 fullback.
And he fitted so beautifully. The last games for the season, the way he was able to interchange with Almiron, it was almost as similar as the work that was being done on the opposite flank with Ishak and the other guy on the other end. They call it Trippier. Those two, they don't get fear of God. They gave us fantastic football. For me, that one is one of them. Saliba for Arsenal, because anytime he wasn't around, there was a problem. That was the guy.
They hadn't just signed him this
But I know.
I guess he was on loan. He just came back.
He just came back. Ben White also gets a LD shout. Yeah. But my signing of the season, it's not a Chelsea fan. It's not a Casemiro. You see that Casemiro? I like when old guys, in quotes, people that they say your time is up, and the way they cage this, and they're like, oh, this English Premier League is so tough, it's so big, it's so bad. Baba has the most assists for defenders now. Baba, the guy they clear, headers, the guy they drop. I think he has about 6 or 7 this season as the end. How many defenders can do that at that age? If you see the way the guy they beat Chelsea, the guy jump like this, all the other Chelsea fans don't be like this. They'll be like, no, that guy they ball up. No, it's not trauma. It's beautiful football. We saw it, like he scores big goals and he does it quietly leading. Yeah. It doesn't sometimes have to be in the pitch to lead. Sometimes, if you see the camera pans around, when we say the team they play below par, I mean, the guy they try. I would say it's my sign of the season. Kase finish. In fact, between Casemiro and Alan, they clear EPL. EPL is not a tough league.
So that's the thing, right? Very, very massive shouts. Both players I actually mentioned. In fact,
two Brazilians
on this show, two Brazilians actually, and on this show, we've spoken about how Jesus, just really sort of brought everything together for us now at the top of the line. But personally, without the idea that, I'm a Manchester United fan, but I really do want to give it to Casemiro, like she just mentioned, because at the end of the day, it was always going to be between Haaland, for me, Haaland and Casemiro. But the reason why I wouldn't go with Haaland is the fact that Haaland went into a team that everything already worked.
Don't say that too.
No, that's the truth. Honestly.
Zeko was in a team like that too.
They would probably have won the league if they didn't say.
Do you get me? If Haaland wasn't there, those goals would have come from anybody.
Alvarez would have scored 25.
Not as much, I'm sorry.
No, maybe he wouldn't have scored 34, but Alvarez would have scored like 27.
Also, we experienced what much, despite the fact that Manchester City went on to win the league and they did excellently well. When we saw what Pep had to do to accommodate Haaland in that team, Gundogan started to have a bad time,
until they didn't.
Until close to the end, at the end of the season, when it became
quality.
If we don't pick up,
Prime's
we are going to lose. We're going to lose out. Exactly. So Haaland came in and sort of stifled that attacking flow of Manchester City. Everything needed to go through him, and the players were not used to playing with a point man in number 9. So that sort of is the reason why I wouldn't really give it to Haaland. But of course, if you say maybe young player of the season, I'll definitely give it to him. My signing of the season is actually Casemiro. Casemiro came into that. Manchester United had a world of issues in central midfield. Fred wasn't doing it for us. McTominay wasn't doing it for us. We had great players in
so much experience. Like it raises the quality of everybody around.
Exactly.
So
definitely, in my opinion, Casemiro. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anywhere you're watching this, who is the signing of the season?
Chelsea fans, don't disgrace us. Don't put it.
We're not even mentioning Chelsea. But we're going to mention the flop of the season.
That might be where you have to mention. That might be Tolboli. That might be Tolboli.
You know.
It's not the players. Tolboli, bro.
I concur.
So yes, let us know what you think.
Man, God will not they do any better.
Who is the flop of the season in the Premier League?
So, but I think it's Tolboli. But when I want to talk about the players,
no, don't talk about the players. Stop doing that.
In the Premier League, anybody associated to the Premier League, it is without a shadow of a doubt Mr. Tolboli. 600 million pounds spent only to give Chelsea their worst ever finish in Premier League history. They are 10th in the league. I haven't seen it from a top 6 side in ages. So it's definitely got to be.
The only good thing when we say Chelsea get going now are MIAs. Sometimes I feel like they should just remove Lampard.
There's nothing good. What's
good? No, MIAs. She's trying. Now she have a
okay.
Let's not. I mean, we beat you. We beat everybody.
Of course, Chelsea have
Sam Kerr. And for me, I think that's the only good thing, and that's simply because they were able to isolate the man's reach into the women's team.
Is that what they did?
Yeah, a bit. Because his eye was focused on the men's zone. If his eye was in the women's zone, he would have it would have just been abracadabra. Everything would go down again. But I would say this, Todd Bowley is an example that before you enter anything, you must do the research. And you must actually be about it. See Newcastle. Newcastle did something really amazing. Yes, on a business consortium, but see them, people that are usually relegation team, bam, they are number what now? And they did it with such style. And with a guy that nobody even rated again. So, I mean, Todd Bowley, people dey. EPL get more than enough talent. Let him dig deep. Pochettino will manage him, but me not putting him for inside the club.
Right. Yeah, definitely. My flop actually is Mudryk, £120 million to score
Great
how many
British
goals?
pounds sterling.
Comrade.
Make it sound, guys.
God of Mudryk, be my God. I want to make 120 pounds. Million, Abi. If you call me a flop, I will be a flop. If I go put the shirt, I go come here, I go be like, I go spray, I be like, flop of the season. It's me.
But yeah, definitely.
But I think it's from. Do you know why I'll give it to Mudryk? Because it's for the same reason we didn't give Haaland player of the season. The environment is too disorganized.
It was very
so my own
disorganized.
flop for the season as a player has to go to Mr. Richarlison, another Brazilian.
Richarlison.
It's got to Richarlison. He spent like 60 million on Richarlison for one Premier
But he tried
League.
now. He tried. He made
At the end
effort.
of the day, too,
Which effort?
He made effort. Even Diego Costa found it difficult to score.
You can still say that Richarlison has the same issue with Mudryk, where things are not working out well in the club.
I mean, yes, his own club, yeah, they changed manager, but Mudryk's club, there was a war, they chased their owner away, they brought new manager, they brought that manager, they sacked that manager, brought
I mean, Chelsea, we are trying now. We have been traumatized.
He went to the World Cup, looked like R9 reincarnated, scored the goal of the tournament, and he scored one goal all season for 60 million.
He scored like 4 now.
And he was there for
He celebrated
cancelled like 3, which even makes him more of the flop for the season. And the one that they didn't cancel, he thought he was the winner, but it wasn't the winner.
See,
Sorry,
that
that's
guy-
the flop for the season.
And just quickly pointed out, right? We tipped Tottenham to have a very, very good season.
We did.
Yeah.
We thought
At
they
the start
could
of
do
the season, I
something.
thought they were going to win.
Daniel
promise
Levi, you know understand.
I promise you.
Daniel Levi, their guy.
guy is
The guy they use until they play lotto.
Guy-
Only they bet against the club.
Guy is
Because
wicked.
how do you
You
remove
can't say
you
that.
remove coach one game before your trophy?
your trophy.
Man, when we say he never loses a trophy, he never loses the final. You remove him, and then you can't carry. Oh no.
And that leads me to the next thing I'll try to talk about. Mourinho's comments on Tottenham Hotspur and Daniel Levy, right? He said that the only team that he has managed that he does not have a close connection with is that Tottenham Hotspur team. And coach at Manchester United, there's still love there.
Yeah, they still love someone.
Chelsea, massive love there.
Don't even bother
Despite
Roma.
the issue,
Porto.
but then there's still love there. Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Porto, all of them. But with Tottenham Hotspur,
It's a soulless club. There's no history. There's nothing to...
There's history.
History of
History
failure.
of failure.
I mean, so there's really nothing for him to... You can't see any of Jose Mourinho in Tottenham, so there's nothing for him to resonate with. And the way they did him so dirty at the end, and for him to turn around from that to be where he is right now, I'm so happy for him.
of course, there's the case of when he had like a whole season there, the COVID season where there were no fans in club, so maybe there was not that. He could have built that connection.
That's a valid point. That's a very valid point.
I see anybody that's watched the documentary will know that the guy really wanted to, build the characters of players.
Have you watched Tottenham's All or Nothing?
No,
Oh
I
my
did,
lord!
that's
I mean, see, if you tell person like Dele Ali, say guy do, and the guy no see,
And he
you
no
put
still
banger for a
do
belly, no
anything.
blow. I feel like Harry Kane needs to move because I don't want to think that the greatest striker in modern history for England doesn't have a trophy.
have a single
Why the guy when we say they put vodka inside cornflakes before they go play match by the name of Jamie Vardy, he don't win things. Oh wrong.
No, James Vardy has won things. As
Like
in,
things.
no one,
Actually,
Even with the bad season they have,
alright,
he
man.
still he
It's
go still
alright.
knock his chest. I'm a Premier League winner. I've won.
Tottenham were
gold-
good enough to go to Champions League final. They couldn't win anything. Arsenal were still winning FA Cup while they were outside chance position. Like,
You get-
the club just attracts failure.
No, it's okay. Yeah, actually, if it smells like a duck, it moves like a
As
duck.
in, it is what it is. Even if you want to be a nice
It sounds
person,
like
it
it does,
is what
like
it
it
is.
does. Let's quickly go on to the NBA. Just quickly wrap things up. In the NBA, Boston Celtics they're doing.
They're
something-
clawing it back.
They're doing something you can call it.
They're
madness,
clearing it
right?
back. And
3-0 down. They won game 4, won game 5, and they seem to be
Game 1-1, game 5-1, and they're going back to Boston for game 6.
game
So
6.
it's
Looks like
very
they can tie
it's
it.
scary hours for the Miami Heat right now. They've seen a few injuries. They have Tyler
Gabe
Hero hasn't been
Vincent,
playing, then they had
their starting
another
point
one
guard, yeah.
yesterday. So, and they did get blown out. So it's quite
Yeah.
scary right now. If I had to pick which way it's going to go, I'm
Think so.
leaning with the momentum right now. I'm thinking the Celtics aren't joking around, and if they get game 6, then they're going to win it.
They get it, they win it. This thing about playoffs is momentum. momentum. The minute Lakers got into it, they locked down. They see what they did with Golden State. The minute they couldn't get their groove, see how they swept them away. And now game 4, guy, it's the same thing though. All I just wanted to say when you're saying Boston Celtics was just, this is Boston! Yes,
right.
Are you a Boston fan?
Oh yes.
Oh, fair enough.
Obviously.
You guys have to win soon.
I'm
Tatum
sorry.
and Brown,
See,
it's a good call.
It's time. The
time,
chickens
man.
have
It's
roasted.
to come of age now,
They have. We need new guys popping trend. If you're not going to get the Steph, you're not going to get the LeBron. You're not going to get those
So at least
old
now
guys.
with Jamal Murray, we're going to have new winners for the first time.
Yes,
Either
now.
Jimmy Butler wins for the first time, or
Are you
Bam
kidding
wins
me?
for the first time, or Celtics win for the first time.
This is what we are here for.
Yeah, this is why we play.
Yes.
Okay, so game 6, Boston Celtics versus Miami Heat happens in a few hours from now. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anywhere you're watching this, how that one will pan out. Of course, special shout out to the Bundesliga, right, for giving us an amazing season. Yep. Let us know your thoughts.
Better
in
than the
comment
Premier
sections.
League.
The final.
Italy bandits, we love you.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections. There will be airtime prizes to give away. If you predict the correct score of both the Dortmund game and the Bayern Munich game at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. Let us know your thoughts anywhere you're watching this. Of course, thank you very much, Swatch Applause, for coming through on the show. It was amazing. We love you. Thank you for coming through.
I just realized I sit down in between two fine guys. My ladies, is our God not wonderful? It worked today and be good. How they
Like, share, subscribe.
Thank you. Welcome.